What's up, everyone? Good. Hope everyone is having a good evening. This is not for debate. G Money and Devore. Make sure you catch us on Facebook Live, YouTube, Instagram. I believe we're on Apple Podcasts, and also make sure you like us on our Facebook page and our Instagram page and Twitter page. What's up, Devore?
What it is, man. What's going on?
Chilling, man. Just another Saturday. Getting ready for Thanksgiving next week. Anything you making? Do you cook or does the wife cook, or both?
Well, funny story is I have been relieved of my cooking duties when
Oh,
when my lady decided she wanted to go the healthy route. I was like I like pork and beef, so I can't get on board with that. So with that being said, if you don't like it, you're gonna have to cook. That's fair, right?
that's yeah. That's pretty much fair.
I didn't want to come across as a jerk, but
Right.
at the end of the day, like I cook my, like, for example, I cook my spaghetti with Prego. She wants to cook it with some organic type of spaghetti sauce, but how it's difficult for me to get away from the usual stuff that I've been eating since I was a kid. Like just think
Yeah.
about, like, you just basically just take away everything that I used to eat as a kid, and then just want me to just start eating something completely different. Like
Yeah,
it's very
I agree
difficult.
with you, man. I mean, I did that whole vegan thing for about 4 months, and when I tell you I was starving, I was starving. I think I'm gonna go back to it because I'm not too excited about Thanksgiving. All I want is cornbread and macaroni and cheese. That's it. I don't care about the turkey or any type of meat. Maybe ham, because the sweet ham is good with the honey. Maybe. Other than that, I don't care.
I meant to ask you about the whole vegan situation because I remember seeing one of your statuses about it. Um, like, do you feel when you actually do go the whole vegan way, do you like feel a difference in as far as like fatigue and stuff like that? Like as your body reacts to it through do everyday work and stuff like that?
So at first, you feel fatigue and hungry, but I'm telling you, you get used to it, and your body feels better. Everything feels better. Everything is better. Sex, you work out. You stay up later. You're more focused. I'm telling you, man. Taking away meat, it helps. Will help me. I don't know why I went back to it. Maybe I got weak, but I think that when we get to the new year, I'm gonna go back to vegan and try to stay on it because my body, everything just felt better when I was vegan.
I was gonna ask because of the fact that I actually do like labor for my job, and if I don't eat enough, like I start feeling like extremely fatigued. Like I'll just fall asleep just sitting in the chair, just doing nothing. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try it at some point, but like certain foods like rice, it doesn't do me any justice. And I'm
Mm.
like extremely hungry after I eat rice for some reason.
Bread. What about bread?
Shoot, only time I eat bread is on like a burger. That's the only time I eat bread. Like, what do you mean by like bread?
Just well, I mean anything that's starchy bread. Like potatoes or vegetables that can fill you up as well. You don't have to go
Vegetables?
vegan to be healthy. You can just moderation. Yeah, but vegetables. It's I ate a lot of vegetables and I was fine. When I was hungry, I just ate a whole bag of vegetables.
Wow. I did have a little moment of eating healthy. Like I was eating like them some romaine head of lettuce every night with some that's probably the unhealthy part. The the packaged the the packaged tilapia. I'll eat it with that almost every night for a couple of months. And it did not do anything for me. Like I felt I didn't feel any better than what I was feeling when I was not eating.
Mm.
And I'm
Okay,
not
well,
the most healthiest eater though.
I know, man. Me too. Again, like you said earlier, when you are used to years of eating the same food, it's hard. You got to be mentally strong to make a change when it comes to your diet. And if you can just stay on it, your body will feel a lot better. Unfortunately, I didn't stay on it, but I'm gonna get back to it. I have to.
Like I was gonna say, I was just gonna give you a quick example of how my diet went the last couple of days. So probably for dinner, I just had half of my Chipotle. I'll probably eat the other half after the show. My lunch was a Jersey Mike's Chipotle cheesesteak. My
Mm.
breakfast was IHOP, the Colorado omelet. And I want to say last night's dinner was Panda Express. Yesterday's lunch was Chipotle. And I think I skipped breakfast yesterday. That's what it was. I skipped breakfast yesterday. So I'm as far as I'm concerned, based off of what I read, as far as Chipotle is, that's as organic as I'm gonna get.
That's the closest you're gonna get, huh?
That's the closest I'm gonna get to being organic is Chipotle. Everybody sits here and says that Chipotle is nasty, but it still
I
takes
don't think it's nasty.
it's hit or miss. I'll level with the people. It's hit or miss at this point. Ever
Mhm.
since McDonald's bought them, it has changed.
Wait, hold on. McDonald's bought Chipotle?
Yeah, it's been a
Oh no,
while
I'm not.
now.
I'm not eating there again. I'm good.
What do you mean not eating there? It's organic still.
It's owned by McDonald's. I'm good.
Come
I'm
on,
good.
bro.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yo,
I didn't even know that. I'm good.
yeah, it's owned by McDonald's, but I personally I don't eat McDonald's.
Me either. I stopped eating McDonald's years ago, like 2016, way back. I don't. It's been a long time.
Yeah, sometime around that time I stopped eating McDonald's, and it wasn't. And I think the reason was because of the fact that now back in the day, I'm only 30 years old, so I'll probably
Mhm.
talk about late 90s, early 2000s. Like McDonald's was the cheapest fast food restaurant you could possibly eat at,
Yeah,
and like I could walk out of there with two McChickens and a sweet tea, paying what
$2 or something like that. Yeah,
it was
two
like.
two fifty.
It was like $3.18. Yeah, $3.18. Now it's like they got rid of the dollar menu, and you're basically forced to buy a meal now. Like I
Mhm.
tried to, like like I'm cheap. Like I literally tried to. I was playing around on the little machine that they have in the McDonald's where they do the self order on, and I was sitting there. I was
Mhm.
like, damn, like I'm gonna try to get this joint to be $5, but I wanted to be a worth it $5. I used to be able to like, get two apple pies. Two apple pies used to cost $1. Get a small fry that used to be $1.05. Used to mess around, give me about two cheeseburgers. That's another $2, $2.10, and that bug will round up. Now that joint comes up to like $7 or $8 now. So
You,
you
you get
can
less. It feels like, yeah.
yeah, you get less. So what's the point? What is the point of going to McDonald's when you can go out and pay the exact same amount going to a Roy Rogers or a Burger King?
Hmm. I agree. Plus, Burger King always been for me always tastes better than McDonald's anyway. Even though Burger King ain't healthy either.
Hey, Burger King is fire, bro. Like that
That shit is fire. Yes, yeah.
hard charred burger. Now I ain't gonna lie, the Burger King I went to in Miami, that mug was nasty, bro. I was about to
Which
not eat.
do you remember which one? Where was it at?
Shit. I know it was somewhere near the zoo.
The zoo. You mean like on 152nd Street? I don't know if you remember.
Shoot, I don't remember the streets. I was GPSing it
Uh,
the whole way. I just googled the closest the closest Burger King around, well, closest fast food, and Burger King just happened to be there. But um, that was nasty. I like that was nasty. I have never ever went to a Burger King and it tasted that nasty. Like that was a flag.
mhm.
But outside of that experience, like just getting a Whopper is
With
magnificent.
cheese, it's amazing, man. And it tastes seasoned and it's always hot, and the burger is huge as hell. Like Burger King is just except their Impossible Burger, whatever they call it. That's the most disgusting thing I ever had in my life. Other than that, it's pretty much cool.
The impossible. Oh, you talking about the
Is it Impossible? Or did I say it right? Is it the something the burger that's not meat? They use vegetables or some kind of
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
it's a veggie burger or something.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's so nasty. It's so disgusting.
Well,
It's
you wouldn't
very disgusting.
you wouldn't catch me eating something like that. The only knock though that I have with Burger King is the lettuce. They put so much damn lettuce on them burgers. That's the only issue that I have with it. That's why I kind of be like light lettuce. I be like light lettuce and no light lettuce, no mayo, no onion.
You remember when McDonald's used to put them little? I think it was onions, some little vegetable things. I forgot what it was. I think it's onions on the burger. I used to hate that shit. Like, come on, man, don't put that. Stop doing it. Nobody likes that. It was either relish or it was either cut up onions or something. But it was just terrible. I remember when McDonald's used to do that. Mm-mm. But Wendy's is the top dog.
You're tripping.
It okay. You don't like Wendy's? Wendy's is the most healthiest, unhealthiest fast food. If that makes sense.
I thought it was Taco Bell was the healthiest, unhealthiest
Oh
fast
hell
food.
no, no. Taco Bell is disgusting, man. Oh, I can't.
Well,
Every time I eat Taco Bell, I'm in the bathroom an hour. I can't mess with Taco Bell.
okay, let's get back to Wendy's real fast.
Okay.
Wendy's used to be my spot because I was usually paying $4 for a drink, a burger, 4 nuggets, and a fry.
Yeah, 4 for 4.
Now, when I had that Burger King and I tasted the quality difference, I was sold. Is that and also the issue with the bacon on the bacon junior bacon cheeseburger for Wendy's. That bacon tastes so damn old, yo. I can't do it.
It's stale, yeah.
I can't do it. Like you literally pay what you ask for. Is that how it goes? You pay for what you ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quality is definitely not there. The same thing with Checkers. Quality is not there. I cannot eat at Checkers. That is the most nastiest freaking place.
That's not true. Checkers fries. Checkers got to have the best fries out of all the fast food restaurants, in my opinion. I love
Popeyes.
Checkers fries. Popeyes is cool too. Yeah, you're right.
Popeyes. But my issue with Checkers is with the fries, they fry it in the same grease as their funnel cake fries.
Deep. Well, yeah. Yeah, they
And
do.
and they taste the same, and I can't stand it. I freaking can't stand it. But
But yeah, let's get to the topic of today, which is the Phoenix Suns. Okay, so just to look at their season from October 30th to yesterday, November 19th. I know they play tomorrow. They won 11 straight games. I was one of the people that said last year Phoenix was a fluke. I thought they benefited by LeBron not being healthy, Anthony Davis not being healthy. They didn't play, a fully healthy Denver team in the second round, and then Kawhi went down. So I was like, yo, they got lucky because first of all, if they got past the Lakers and the Nuggets, if Kawhi was healthy, they would not be in the finals. It would be Clippers and the Bucks. That's everybody knows that. That's how lethal Kawhi is. But they come out this year and they go 1-3, and now they won 11 straight. With the executive, whole thing going on with the owner, it's like they're using that as a motivation to be good, like to basically saying we're not going to let that distract us. We're going to stay focused. What do you think about the Suns and how they started this season?
well, you can see the reason why I decided I wanted to make this a conversation because you wasn't the only one that was like, this is a fluke for the Phoenix Suns. That the Lakers were
Right.
healthy, they weren't going to make it to the finals. But as you see so far coming out the gate, the Suns are one of the top teams in the West right now, and it's a strong possibility. It's a strong possibility that they might end up being. I'm probably gonna say probably the fourth best team when it's all said and done because they're not better than Golden State. I don't think they're better than Denver. I don't think they're better than
I think they're better than Utah. I don't think Utah's better than the Suns, in my opinion. I think Denver, they just have to get healthy and get their team back. The Clippers, they're better than the Clippers. They're better than the Blazers. They're better than the Lakers right now. Better than the Grizzlies. Which, okay, so right now, currently, right now, Warriors at number one, Suns two, Jazz three, Mavericks, which I don't know how the hell Mavericks are fourth. The Nuggets are fifth, Clippers are sixth, seventh is the Grizzlies, which I can see that because that team is pretty good, and then the Blazers are somehow in eighth place over the Lakers at ninth. So I can see the Suns maybe dropping down the third, but I don't see them lower than third or four. I mean, I think they're the second or third best team in the West, in my opinion. But they're not better than the Warriors. You're right.
Yeah, nobody's right now. Nobody is topping the Warriors, and they're not even
At full
complete
strength.
right now.
Yeah.
They're not even complete. So we're counting the days when the Warriors are going to be complete and see what they actually do look like. But as far as the Suns is concerned, they definitely exceeded my expectations because I was in the same boat as you. I'm like, all right, well, everybody was sitting like, okay, this is the worst NBA Finals series that we've sat back and watched since was it the I
The
forgot
Nets and the
some
Spurs.
yeah, the Nets and the Spurs. That's what it was. The Nets and the Spurs back in 2006 or 7, something
No,
like that.
2002.
Two,
No,
2002,
2003. 2003. 2003. Yeah,
2003.
yeah.
So, hey, the Suns are coming out here and they're proving that they're actually legitimate contenders, and it wasn't no fluke. Because again, I didn't think they had enough depth on their roster for them to be able to continue to be competitive, but they got some nice young, talented players uh, with Chris Paul and Devin Booker at the helm.
But also DeAndre Ayton, he was upset about not getting that contract extension. I think I forgot what the number was. I'll look it up, but I think maybe they're just using the negativity that's unfortunate going on. For those of you who don't know, we touched on this last week, and I think a couple weeks ago as well. The NBA is opening an investigation against the owner of the Phoenix Suns. I forgot his name. What is his name, Devor?
Was it
Get it up. But they're opening an investigation for a hostile work environment with Robert Sarver. That's his name. Hostile work environment, allegedly claiming there's racist, homophobic, and sexist comments, and just a negative environment that people are allegedly claiming. So the fact that they're getting through that, the fact that DeAndre Ayton is getting through the frustration of not getting his contract, and they're just staying focused is I and back in 2014 when the Clippers were going through the whole thing with Donald Sterling, they were playing the Warriors in the first round, and this is the beginning of the Warriors, start to dynasty. They were just starting, and they stayed focused and finally beat the Warriors in 7 games. So I see it like that. They're using the negativity that's going around as motivation to stay together. And Monty Williams, I think he should get credit for being a good coach. Like, he really is a good coach. He's a leader of men. That's the type of coach that I would want. That can just get everybody together to block out the bad stuff and just stay focused on the goal. Again, I thought they were going to be 7-6 seed at best, but they look good. They look good. I don't think they're gonna win it at all, but they look good.
Yeah, it's funny how Chris Paul has been on two teams where they had issues like that.
Were you trying to blame Chris Paul?
I wasn't saying anything. I was just, for Chris Paul to have that kind of experience with that
Oh,
with
I
the
get what you're
with the
saying.
Donald Sterling situation, how he's able to keep the Phoenix Suns on the right track. Um, I don't know how much credit you could possibly give to him, but I think he definitely deserves to be in the conversation for the MVP award. If the Suns do have a successful season. Because remember, we had the conversation last year that where
Mm-hmm.
will we put Chris Paul as far as him being in the MVP race? And nobody wanted to vote for him.
I think around that time they were, because LeBron and AD was still healthy, and the Lakers were the number 2 seed. When they went down, the Phoenix Suns went up, and that's when everybody started. Yeah, give it to them, give it to them, give it to Chris. Um, as far as MVP, if we're gonna segue into that, I have right now I have 4 candidates. Number one is Steph Curry. That boy, listen, he's getting older. He's still doing the same thing. I mean, they doubling him, they triple. He's still scoring over 29 points a game. He's very efficient. He's carrying that Warriors team. I just don't want him to get tired Like I think the problem with Steph a lot of times that he plays so hard in the regular season, and when it gets to the playoffs, it's like he loses gas, and that's why they got Kevin Durant. And that's why they were able to continue it. But I think he's number one right now. Kevin Durant is two because his efficiency. I would say Giannis, but right now they're 9 and 8. They're not in the playoff seating at this moment. But Giannis has been balling, but unfortunately had injuries and different teams. It's just a different year. It's hard to repeat. When you win a championship, then come back that next year, it's hard to repeat, man. Like teams come out and play you better because you're the champs. So I think they'll get it together. Though. I think they'll be all right. Um, Chris Paul, and also I like Donovan Mitchell. I think he's playing well, and Jimmy Butler. I know. I don't want to sound like a homer, but Jimmy is leading that team, and he's playing well. He just had a triple double. That Miami Heat team, they just got a core group of guys that they can all talk shit to each other and be cool. Like the problem with Jimmy was that he felt like he was on teams that they were too sensitive. When he was in Minnesota, he would call teammates out and teammates would complain. Ben Simmons complained about not having the ball when he was in Philly. So now he's in Miami. Ain't nobody scared of Jimmy, and he ain't scared of them. So it's like they could just talk shit to each other, yell at each other, but they would motivate each other. I love this Miami Heat team. The last 3 years, they are a complete team. They just need more shooting, and they can win it all if they added more shooting. But I think Jimmy could, he's an MVP candidate in my opinion.
I'm gonna go ahead and show Banks a little bit of love, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw
DeMar,
DeMar DeRozan
yeah, he
in the
balling too.
conversation. I believe the I believe the Chicago Bulls are currently sitting fifth in the league
Third,
right now. Third,
mm-hmm,
they're sitting third. DeMar DeRozan is averaging 26.6 points a game,
mm-hmm.
and he had two phenomenal games versus the Lakers and the
And the
Clippers. 30
Clippers, yeah, yeah.
30 points apiece. So definitely, I would throw DeMar DeRozan in the conversation. Um, Paul George, maybe.
But see, the thing with Paul George, he does this every
I
single year,
understand. I
every
understand, but
year.
it's a regular season award, not a playoff award.
I listen. Paul George been doing this since like 2014. When he comes out the first 3 months of the season, he's balling. Everybody thinks, and then he slows down and just by the All-Star game, he's just back to normal. Paul George. He does this every single year, man. And I'm like, okay, great, Paul George. But you know what? He has to because we don't know if I don't even think Kawhi might play this whole season. I think he might just come back next season. Because a knee injury. What wasn't it, a torn ACL? I believe so. Yeah, it was a torn ACL or MCL. So I don't think he'll come back this season. I think he'll come back next season. So I think that George should continue this up into the playoffs and see what happens. But yeah, Paul George does this every year, man. He's always the MVP candidate in the beginning of the year, first 3 months, and then by January, February, he fizzles out.
I hear you, but okay. Let me see like this. If Paul George gets the Clippers with at least the fifth seed to go into the playoffs, would you concede the play with the MVP award to him?
It all depends if Steph Curry is still doing what he's doing for the whole season.
Of course,
Steph
of course.
Steph Curry is MVP. It's his right now. He's MVP. It's his title. It's his title to lose right now. Now anything can happen. The NBA season is long. It's a long 5 6 months. So anything can change. They got 70 something games left. Well, 68 something like that. So anything can change. But right now it's Steph's title to lose.
I got you. Now, just to go back to Kawhi Leonard in that knee injury, it's a partially torn ACL, and he has an opportunity to come back and play this year. Yeah, he had surgery on it. My thing is, when it comes down to an injury like that, I strongly believe he should just, well, knowing Kawhi, he's going to sit for the remainder of the year. I don't even think he's going to even suit up, even if they do make the playoffs.
Well, I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they have enough to make the playoffs. They just once they make the playoffs, I don't know if they can do anything. But if I'm Kawhi, you're already 30. You're going to be 31 soon. You want to win more championships. How long do you have until you there's all okay. So basketball people and people who analyze basketball, they always say your prime years, if you're in the NBA, is between 25 and 32. After 32 is when you start to, slow down just a little bit. So you got to look at it. If you're Kawhi, how long am I going to keep this up at being one of the most efficient offensive players I've ever seen? And of course, his defense is amazing. So I'm not saying he should rush back, but if you look at the landscape of the NBA, you don't really have to worry about the Lakers anymore because, I mean, I think again things can change. This NBA season is long. We can see the Lakers in the finals, maybe, but right now, what it's looking like, you don't have to worry about LeBron and the Lakers. They're a mess of a team. The only team, if you're Kawhi, that you have to focus on really, well, I would say, well, just the Warriors. That's it. I think that if they had Kawhi, they can beat Denver, they can beat Utah, they can beat the Suns. It's just the Warriors that they have to worry about. So it's like if you could get my team, Paul George, fourth, fifth seed, sixth seed, if I'm healthy, I would come back and play in the playoffs because I'm telling you, this man has a quiet killer instinct. And when Kawhi is going, nobody but a young LeBron or maybe Kevin Durant can stop him. That's it. So that's all you have to worry about if you're the Clippers. If you can find a way to get in the playoffs and get a fourth, fifth, or sixth seed, if you're Kawhi, I would come back.
You said the quiet killer instinct.
Yeah, he's quiet. He doesn't talk much. He doesn't talk trash. He just goes out there and kills you offensively, and then he shuts you down defensively. He has the complete package.
Okay, well, quiet killer instinct doesn't include durability, right?
I know that's your knock on Kawhi, yeah, but he's only been injured twice if you think about it. Just twice, once in the Spurs, and then this year or last season, this past season, and this season. He's only been injured twice.
Yeah, I understand that, but I felt like he didn't need to sit out the remainder of the season that go around with the Spurs with a thigh bruise.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Basically he forced himself out of there by sitting out and almost demanding. Well, his uncle demanding a trade. His uncle
Like
speaking for Kawhi. Yeah,
it was really funny because it reminded me of an employee that decided, okay, I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna get hurt on the job to get workers comp, and he's just sitting on the he's sitting on the bench with his suit on. They're like, yep, workers comp is beautiful. Get paid to do nothing.
I'm gonna say that game one. I don't know if you remember in 2017, Warriors or Spurs at Warriors. Kawhi was going. They was up like 22, I believe, and then Zaza Pachulia, he came down, and Zaza Pachulia didn't let him step on the ground and just messed up his whole leg. If that didn't happen, I'm not saying the Spurs would have beat the Warriors. All I'm saying is the series they would have not got swept, and that could have changed everything. You never know what could have happened. So it's like you hear about that, you see that, and then you see 2 years later, 2019, who's the team and who's the player that beats the Warriors? Kawhi Leonard. So karma always comes back, man. It's so funny when you think about it. I'm sorry, I know I'm getting off track, but I've just something that I've thought about that the Warriors, it seemed like intentionally injured Kawhi, and then 2 years later they lose to Kawhi. That karma is real, man. It's so real.
You said intentionally.
It, Come on, man. When you play basketball, if you step under somebody and don't let them land cleanly, the man was edging. You got to watch the highlight again. Zaza was edging himself towards the Kawhi's foot and did not let him land cleanly. He did that intentionally, man. He's a 30 player. Everybody knows that.
I felt like he lost his balance and he
Yeah, it was his
just
balance, man. Stop
accidentally
it.
stepped on
Nah,
Kawhi Leonard's foot and
stop it.
prevented him from landing cleanly. Excuse me.
Nah, I think he did that intentionally. I don't think the Warriors as a team said, "Hey, go out there and injure Kawhi." I just think that he did that to mess him up.
Interesting theory. A very, very interesting theory.
But hey, listen, Kawhi got his get back 2 years later. He beat them for the title. So
Yeah, he got his get back. What do y'all call the bubble ring? The what is Banks called the bubble ring?
that's what he calls it, the bubble ring, the asterisk.
The bubble ring. Speaking, going back, I wanted to go back and talk about the Lakers because the expectations for the Lakers was
Yeah.
adding Russell Westbrook, adding Carmelo Anthony, adding all these other additional players is not exactly turning out too good. And you already said that we shouldn't be worried about the Lakers anymore at this point, which I'm shocked that you say that, considering how much of a LeBron James fan you are.
Okay, first of all, no, I'm not gonna correct you. I am a LeBron fan. I do love LeBron, but when you everybody has their time, and it's I think it's over for LeBron. This past week, Stephen A. Smith said that he thinks that, or 2 weeks ago, that LeBron's not winning another championship. It's that his last championship was last year, and that was it. I tend to agree with it. Now, I think that the Lakers, because Trevor Ariza's not playing, the guy that they got from us, Kendrick Nunn, is not playing. A lot of guys aren't playing, so they don't have their full team. So I believe by February, March, they'll get it together. But the Lakers getting it together this season is fifth, sixth seed, seventh seed. So it's still not going to make a difference. They're not going to win a championship. I don't see it. I was so much of a hopeful thinker because not of LeBron this time, but of Westbrook. Because I love Westbrook's game so much, and everybody gets down on him and talks bad about him. And I'm like, yo, this man plays with so much heart and so much energy, and he's great off the court, decent dude, does nothing shady. I want him to win a championship so much. And I think what happened was it was too little too late. Now, if this was like 2016, 2015 or something like that, and LeBron and Westbrook got together, they would have won the championship, no doubt. But this is 30, soon to be 37-year-old LeBron, 19 years, all the years going to the finals, deep playoff runs, all that wear and tear on his body. It gets to you. Even LeBron, it's over. Like his time is done. When his time is done, that doesn't mean he's not going to keep playing. I'm just saying his time on being on top and being the best player is over. Is over. Right now, it's a three-man race. Not Kawhi, sorry. Steph, Kevin, and Giannis. One of them they're playing for the top. We'll see what happens. But the Lakers will get it. They'll get it together eventually. But that don't mean nothing. They're still not going to win the title. They might not even get out the first round. I don't see it. I don't see it. If I'm a team in the West, I ain't worried about the Lakers. To be honest with you, I'm not. Okay, before we play the Lakers, that's fine. Like they're that inefficient. I don't know what they have to do. I don't know what it is. Maybe if you could pull up a trade package and get Damian Lillard the hell out of fucking Portland and put him on Lakers, maybe. I don't know. Because you need shooting. Maybe that's it. But who the hell is who's Portland going to take from the Lakers? Who are they going to take? They're not going to take Westbrook. You have to trade AD or something. And that's not going to happen either. So it's like, if you're the Lakers, you just stuck in this situation. And the best you can hope for is maybe getting out the first round. That's it. Championship, that's not happening. That's out the window.
Oh, I hear you. Damn. I
And let me just say this for the people who, oh yeah, I was right about LeBron. You was not right about LeBron is 37. Now you want to talk? Shut up, man. This man had a great run, and he was one of the greatest players you've ever seen. But everybody gets old. Go watch fucking Larry Bird in 1990 in the playoffs. He was terrible. Everybody gets old. Everybody gets old. Wear and tear gets on the body. It happens. Everybody has their run and has their time at the top. Go watch Kobe in 2013 and 2014 and 15 and 16. Everybody gets old. It happens. Everybody has their run. Just because LeBron sucks now doesn't mean that you were right about him. That's not the case. LeBron is older, and that happens. But the man had a great career, but it's done. It's over now. He's not going to win another championship. I don't see it happening. He's going to try his best. They're going to try hard, but I just don't see this Lakers team winning unless they somehow finesse a trade and get Damian Lillard or something else. Other than that, I don't see the Lakers winning any championship in the near future until they actually build. Once LeBron retires, and they still if they still have AD, because I don't know if you know, but there's small talks around the league. You know, Anthony Davis from Chicago. You never know. He has his contract coming up in 2 years. He might want to go to the Bulls. You just never know what can happen. But if the Lakers still have AD in the future, and he is the base and he is the main player on the Lakers, they can build around him and win a championship with AD as the man. They can. But right now, it's still LeBron's team, sort of. But I just don't see the Lakers fixing it. I see them fixing it, but not to the point where they can win a championship. They're just going to fix it to the point where they can make the playoffs and be a halfway decent team. That's it.
That's interesting that with the contract situation coming up in 2 years, I just do not see Anthony Davis as an alpha. I just don't see it.
Yeah,
It's very very hard, and like some players got it, some players don't. But you can sit here and look at Anthony Davis, and you can clearly see that he is not. So, with that being said, we don't know what's going to happen with LeBron in the future. He likes to flip flop a lot, so he may end up being with the Cavaliers next year, something like that. We never know.
it's
But
crazy how you say he likes to flip flop. The man played for 3 teams in 19
flip
years, and he
flop.
likes to flip flop. He likes to flip flop. 3 teams.
Well, okay. I'll put it to you like this. He's unpredictable as far as his loyalty to teams. How about that?
Nope. 3 teams in 19 years. I don't see how that's not loyal.
30 teams in 19 years. I feel like that's a little bit too many.
That's okay. All right. The man played for 7 years in Cleveland, and then 4 years is a long time, and then another 4 in Cleveland. Now he has a 4-year contract with the Lakers. That's 3 teams in 19 years. How is that jumping from team to team? That's not. That's not that.
I'm sorry, G, but that making that Lakers decision, that was him trying to solidify his legacy as being the best player.
I don't know about that. I think the Lakers. I always said him going to LA was more. Now they won a championship, they did, but I think him going to LA was more of business. Opportunities to make movies, living in California. I think that was that having more business opportunities. I think it was more of that than a basketball decision. The basketball decision was him going to Miami. That because he had to learn how to win. He had to learn how to obtain the culture from Pat Riley and Eric Spo and learn how to win. That was more of a basketball decision. Him going back to Cleveland was more of him fulfilling whatever he wanted. Like he
His
wanted to go
loyalty
back and
to
make it
his
right.
home.
Right. He wanted to go back and make it right. Him going to LA was mainly, in my opinion, I don't know if I'm right, it was mainly a business, movies, TV shows, all that type of shit.
I can get on board with that to a certain extent. But when it comes down to because the argument always comes down to where do you establish LeBron as a Mount Rushmore player? And I feel like if he was somehow to bring, well, which he already did, it's got an
What?
asterisk. It's got an asterisk over it as
It
far
does
as
not
that.
have an asterisk over it.
It's,
That's go ahead, man. Finish your point because I got
it
to
got
say
to
something.
like if he was somehow to top Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, as far as being an all-time Laker, he could somehow squeeze into being the greatest of all time.
The only way that he would have been able to be an all time Laker, which is this is not going to happen, if he could have won 3 in a row. Like they would have won in 2020, and they would have won in 2021, and then this coming season they would have won. That would have put him at. But that's obviously that's not going to happen, and there's no way in hell he's going to win 3 more championships. That's so his status as an all time Laker is Shaq, Kareem, Kobe, Magic. They're still all above him. His status as an all time player though is a different conversation. But as a Laker, he's behind them guys clearly.
Mm. I wanted to. I know we probably got time for like one more topic, but I wanted to switch it up real quick. I wanted to go to the NFL, and I
Okay.
wanted to ask you of your thoughts of the allegations of Antonio Brown's former chef saying that he faked his vaccination card.
I didn't even know that happened. So what's the story? So he got a fake card that says that he got the shot.
What's
Pretty much.
funny is I'm starting to hear a lot about that now. Just a little brief side note. Um, where I live at, they're about to mandate for you to be able to be a Montgomery County worker, you have to be vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated by the 22nd, which is Tuesday,
Hmm.
they're going to put you on unscheduled leave for 40 days until you get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated within the 40 days, that means that you're going to be terminated. Now, we ran
Wow.
yeah. So, we ran over the rules of the NFL before the season even started as far as that you if you're not vaccinated, you need to be taking the proper precautions. You need to be wearing your mask most of the time, and the consequences of your team getting sick, they're not going to postpone no more games due to the fact that the NFL lost so much money.
Yeah.
So
2020, right? Yeah.
yeah. So with that being said, if Antonio Brown fakes his vaccination card, geez,
I mean, how can they prove that? I mean, I guess if you take a real card and a fake card, maybe some expert can tell the difference. But well, I mean, if you go to if you try to look up his medical records, what can you even do that? Is that even legal? I don't know. Okay, so my opinion on that is people don't want to take the shot. I feel like if you have a certain job that helps you take care of your family, like playing in the NFL that gives you millions of dollars. See, this is why these last 2 years, 2020 and 21, has just been so crazy for people. People should have a right to not want to put something in their body. They should have that right. And with these mandates, it's like they're forcing people to do something that they don't want to do. So people come up with schemes and stuff to get away with that. I'm not saying that Antonio Brown what he did was right. I just understand not wanting to put something in your arm that you don't know about. So I get that, but if this is what you have to do to take care of your family, sometimes you got to do stuff to because if they find out that you didn't take a shot, then you can't play in the league. Now maybe he's rich. This is a guy who's rich. Maybe he has money saved. Maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like sometimes you just have to really sit down and think, is it worth it? You know. And we have Quinte coming on. 1 second. What's up, Q?
What's going on, fellas?
So I don't know if you heard. We're talking about. Go ahead and tell the story, Devor, because you'll tell it better.
about the possibility of Antonio Brown having a fake vaccination card.
Mm. What's worse, a person lying and endangering many people, or a person have a fake vaccination card?
Both perspectives.
Well, me personally, some people, this lady probably signed an NDA and she's telling somebody's business so she can be sued.
Mm.
And at the same time, I feel as though it's wrong, but hey, it's not up to what I feel. It's about what the law feels. So
What's wrong? The fact that they're forcing people to get the vaccine, or what?
that's
What
that's
led?
wrong because it's
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't. I'm gonna say this: you can't really talk about that right on this platform. So I'm not gonna go into depths on that. But at the same time, a white guy lied, say he was inoculated, and
We're talking about we
Aaron
call Aaron.
Rodgers,
Yeah,
Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers,
yeah,
he lied, and all
yeah.
he did is get a slap on the wrist. Nobody better talk about it. But every time a
I
person
wouldn't call it a lie though, Quinte.
he lied,
He
divorce,
lied.
he
How
lied.
What
is
did
it
you call it?
okay? Well, your definition of he's because he said it verbatim. I'm immunized.
But at the same time,
He,
you
he
lied,
didn't
bro.
he didn't say he didn't
And he
say
didn't
I'm
follow,
vaccinated. He said I'm immunized. So
but
in
he lied.
my head, I'm like, okay. Well, at the time, I didn't make nothing of it, but as we're re-listening to it now, it's like, okay, well, that's some slick way of you getting away with the fact that you didn't get vaccinated. You didn't exactly say
Well,
do
See,
the
but I
exact.
thought he was joking. I thought he was
but
being an asshole, like he was,
yeah,
like he
yeah,
is.
that too, true. But at the same time, people getting on Kyrie Irving for voicing how he feel about things. I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. If Kyrie ever played for the Heat, it wouldn't matter if he was inoculated or you whatever. Aaron Rodgers,
Immunized.
Immunized.
Yeah.
you humanize, he still be playing right now.
Right, because the state of Florida, they
Yeah.
actually pushed back the mandates. Which, when the governor said that, I was like, "Yo, okay, cool."
But at the same
But
time, I'm not gonna talk about that.
I know where you're getting at,
I'm not
but
gonna talk about that. Yeah,
this person who this cook or whatever chef, whoever they are, coming out saying this about, they could be lying too. Maybe he actually did take a shot and he just trying to start some. You know how vindictive and evil people can be for money. So you just never know.
it's those are facts.
My thing is, though, what would she have to gain though? Because at the end of the
Mm.
day, you got
But
to be making some
okay,
fairly
I'm gonna
decent
ask you a
money
question.
cleaning
Why did she
Antonio
say
Brown.
anything? She didn't have anything to gain. That's stupid. That's
How would you even know? You a chef? What you
I'm
run
gonna say
his?
this to you, Devor. I'm your assistant. You are
Okay,
a billionaire. I'm your assistant. You're doing a lot of unlawful things behind the
mm,
scenes. That's not my job to go out there and tell your business. I work for
mm,
you. You giving me a paycheck. Who am I? You understand what I'm saying? Some people
right.
want so everybody has a voice because of the internet, and everybody need to shut up. That's the problem. I'm being honest, bro. I'm being honest. Everybody has a voice because the internet they need to shut up, bro. Because to me, the internet has gives the power to the powerless, but at the same time, it gives the power to the people who don't need the power. They're abusing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I
That's
agree.
not right. That's just my opinion.
Anything else on this topic? Because I actually want to bring up something. You got anything else, Devor?
No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, because okay, so last Saturday it was just me and Havoc,
Oh man, I
and
wish I was
wait,
on
wait,
that show, bro.
I know.
Because
Havoc was saying basically our leaders don't have to be perfect, and our leaders don't have to be poor, and they can they can make money because this is a capitalist system. He was
yeah,
basically defending Colin Kaepernick. I just
Wait,
want to
wait a
hear
minute, wait a minute, wait a
Quinte's.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Because you guys got to get me up to speed because I ended up missing last week's pod. So
Okay,
can you explain that one as far as leaders are concerned?
okay, so I'll just give a whole breakdown. So I basically asked him, "What do you think about the Colin Kaepernick situation, his Netflix show, and this and that?" And he was just breaking down and saying that some people feel that because he's benefited financially off his cause, that it's fake. And he was saying that Muhammad Ali and all these players, they didn't get paid for doing this and that. And he just had a different perspective. He was saying that our black leaders don't have to be poor or whatever. Our black leaders can benefit off the goodness that they're doing. That's basically what he's saying. And he was saying that people are too judgmental and think that our leaders have to be all perfect. Nobody has to be perfect. Everybody has stuff that they did or done. That's basically what he was saying. He was saying that he believed in Colin Kaepernick's cause as far as him protesting for the police brutality, and he thinks that he believes that if you can make money any type of way as long as it's positive, why do people hate on it so much? Let He's basically saying he's not mad at a black man for making his money. Do your thing. So I know that Quinte has a different feel on that. So I know he wanted to say something. That's why I wanted to bring it up. So go ahead, Quinte. You got the floor.
okay. My thing is, it's nothing wrong with a black man making his money. I understand that. I understand that a black leader shouldn't be poor. I understand that. But at the same time, you can't be taking money from the other side, the left to feed the right, because the left and the right is the same person. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot do that. I don't. That's why I don't. Ever since the beginning of the Colin Kaepernick thing, I always thought it was a ploy. It was fake. It's just my opinion. If he probably started off with all lightheartedness and kind and all that crap, but at the same time, I just don't see it, bro. I don't believe I don't believe
And I
it.
just
I
want to
don't.
interject. This man has done a lot of stuff like getting people suits for job interviews. Like
Bro,
he's done stuff.
I'm gonna say this to you,
Go ahead.
as a black man who didn't have a lot. You understand what I'm saying? What is a suit gonna do for me? It's more about the education you can give me. It's not about a suit, bro. I could go into depths, but I can't really say how I feel on the internet.
You can.
But I just feel as though it's nice, it's sweet, it's kind,
Mhm.
because okay, Muhammad Ali gave up his livelihood to fight for what he believed in. That is not the same. Medgar Evers gave his life for something he believed in. Martin Luther King gave his life for what he believed in. Malcolm X gave his life. Marcus Garvey gave his
Can
life.
I hear you. Can I just say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The other people, and I'm gonna just say it, the white people, the ones that are not, the ones that are racist, they benefit a lot on black culture and
Yeah.
the negativity in rap and music industry. So why can't we benefit on something that's good? If they can make
I'm gonna
money
say
off
this.
all that negative
I'm gonna
stuff,
say this
why
too.
can't we make money
Okay, I'm gonna ask
of
you a question.
positivity?
If
That's
you
all I'm
know
asking.
a person is immoral, why do you want to make money the same way? You are better than that person, right?
Sometimes you got to be
To
in the
me,
mess to change it.
the problem with a lot of us, we value
Mhm.
money so much. That's what I said on the show before. We value money too much, bro. The reason why money has value because we value it. The why know why things value so much because we value those things.
Mm.
Think about it, bro. It's all it is things, money. Money is nothing but a thing. It's nothing but pieces of paper with dead white people printed on it that we value. Now it's going to the cryptocurrency. It's bits and pieces of computer bytes and all that crap.
But you can use the money for positivity and use the money. So my point is, sometimes you got to be in the mess to make changes. You know what I'm saying? So I get money and everything, but you can make the money and use it for positivity
Okay,
and
okay.
prosper. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna ask you something. I'm gonna ask you something. Marcus Garvey had so much money he bought ships for the people. You know what they did when he made the money? They said he did it fraudulently, mail fraud, and lied about everything the man did. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's I can go really deep into things, but my thing is people don't understand. We have the power to change, but we do not want to change. We want to do what a white man does. Whatever white man considers successful, that's what a black person wants to do. A white person capitalized off bullying other people and
Yeah,
taking what they have
been
and
doing that
say it
for
was
years
theirs.
and
So they came
centuries.
to America, said they discovered America. Did black people do? Black people do that? No. We work together with other peoples. That never was the case because we was. It's a whole bunch of stuff. I just don't agree with. It was nice what he was saying. I agree with some of the things, some of the takes he was saying, but a lot of it I don't because I
Mm.
look at it in another light.
May,
Because
may I interject real
go ahead.
fast about that?
Yeah,
Because I have wasn't exactly the biggest fan of what Colin Kaepernick did because I do agree with Quinte at the beginning. I felt like due to the situation that Colin Kaepernick was in, I felt like that was for him to get the limelight on him because at that time, because we discussed this before, he was on his way out the league. You just lost your starting job to Blaine Gabbert with the 49ers, with Chip Kelly
hmm
as your head coach. That he was I strongly believe his career was over. Now, I don't know if that one thing I don't know is the intention. We don't know if he was doing it for good intentions or bad intentions. But as far as the part about you profiting off of it, I'm cool with it because of the day and age that we live in. We live in the day and age of social media. Everybody's making money.
yeah,
We can make some money at some point in time off this platform. Like it's just a different time compared to what it was with Martin Luther King and Muhammad Ali and other black leaders had to go through in the past. So I draw the line when Colin Kaepernick ended up coming down with the settlement with the NFL. I don't have the details in front of me as we speak, but that's where I draw the line. Now, if because you got to think about it, he again, I'm not on board with the fact that I'm not exactly sure if what his intentions were, but he
hmm
gave up his opportunity to play football because he decided to stand for something.
No, that's not true. because he still was
Why
under.
not?
I'm gonna say this to you, bro. Technically, he was still on a contract. All he had to do was sign a contract to be a backup for the 49ers. He still would have been in the league. It was his choice. You understand?
Maybe he thought he wasn't a backup, and maybe he was
Bro,
wrong. He was probably wrong,
I'm
but
gonna say
he
this
thought
to
he
you.
wasn't a backup.
I'm gonna say this to you, bro. We all know his game. He's a one read. He's a true one read quarterback, bro.
Well, we all
That was
don't
that.
know his game.
That was athletic.
Bro, well, I'm talking about 3 people on this platform. I'm not talking about everybody
Hey,
else.
I don't know because I feel like Lamar Jackson's almost the identical same player.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop
Well,
it! Come on.
I'm gonna say this to you because I didn't. I've been quiet. I've been quiet
Yeah, yes.
because
But
it's
go ahead.
like
But you ain't say nothing about that Dolphins game.
because I didn't want. I tried to, but they made it about Tua. Everyone made it about Tua.
It's 10 o'clock.
But my thing is with the young fella, because that's what I was referring to in the chat. But at the same time, I just feel as though it's a fact that the young man is a one read quarterback. You took away that one read and flustered him, and he was, I don't know. But I'm gonna say this, but not every team has the secondary what the Dolphins has. So I don't know. He probably would be able to beat other teams. Not every team gonna have 2 Pro Bowl caliber corners on the team, and 2 young safeties that are good, solid. You understand? Not every team is gonna be like that. So I can't. You don't have the formula to beat him. The Dolphins may have the formula to beat him, but not every team has the formula to beat him.
Well, they got the Bears next. You think the Bears got a formula to beat them?
I'm gonna say this to you. I heard Banks on so the Bears defense better than the Dolphins. They're not. They have a better front 4. The secondary is not good. Eddie Jackson's always hurt. Fuller never plays a full season. So who do they have on the secondary, the back half to stop?
Maybe his point was the pass rush would be so good that the secondary just has to, have to do well enough.
They gonna demolish the Bears. That just
okay.
He's gonna have his best rushing attack game. He's gonna have 120 yards. Throw for 120.
I forgot, DeVore. What did you pick on that one, Bears or Ravens? I forgot. Do you remember?
He picked the Ravens.
I picked the Ravens.
You picked them. Well, I forgot. You picked the score. You did blowout. Did you pick the points? I can't remember.
I took the points.
To the points. Okay.
Don't get me lying right now. I think the points was.
But I know you picked the Ravens. So I was listening to it.
The Ravens, and it was 6 points at the time.
And you quick Q, you saying that it'll go over 6 points?
Yeah. The Bears are not that good, bro. I'm sorry to tell people that.
Yeah.
I tried to warn you. Me and DeVore tried to warn you. Don't put the young man.
Try to warn me. Yeah, I know.
Do not put the young man in the game. You're gonna make him look worse than he really is. And look what happened. He had one good game when he played a sorry defense. Yes. When he played the Ravens, they're gonna blitz the hell out of him. You know he's gonna get hurt. You're gonna see the red rifle playing.
The red rifle.
Quinta, you just reminded me because before we end up closing this out, because we're
here we go.
Hour mark. Like, no, it's not. No, here we go. Because it's funny how these Josh Rosen conversations just keep coming out of nowhere, and I'm not even bringing it up.
It's. I'm gonna say this.
I ain't bringing it up either. That's not me.
I'm gonna say this. Banks is bringing it up because his boy for the Rams is playing like the Lions version. That's who keep bringing it up.
So he played like
Matthew Stafford consistently 5,000 yards. Well, not consistently, but he's a 5,000 yard passer. But he just.
I'm gonna say this: if you watch the games, yeah, he has amazing throws when he played for the Lions, but he plays. He's like the bad version of Brett Favre.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the worst. Because I'm gonna say this: Brett Favre can throw 5 interceptions a game and still win the game for you. If he throws 5 in the game is 55-0.
I feel like it's expectation with Matthew Stafford at this point. Like everybody,
It's
all
past
eyes are
expectation. He's too
on the
old.
Rams.
Over 30. Him and Tannehill the same fucking age.
Yeah,
It's
but
over.
think about it. He played with the Detroit Lions for the past 9 years, and now he's on a team where the spotlight is
He's
on
just like
him.
Tannehill, just like the same thing. He went to a good team, a solid coach, solid team. He need to do something with it. That's just my opinion. Yeah, the bad part about it, Akers got hurt. That was his Derrick Henry, and that was the problem. And
Yep.
I just feel as though he has a great offensive minded coach, and he just I don't know, man. It looks bad
But
because
let me
it's so much you can force the ball to Cooper Cup. Is so much you can do. Cooper Cup get the ball forced to him. The other guy he got hurt. He's out for the season, I think. The other wide receiver, and you have
Robert Woods towards
Robert
ACL.
Woods, yeah. And now you got Odell. I remember Banks was talking pure cash about Odell, and he was all happy, got his face plastered on his full Facebook and everything. I was like, okay, it's real cute. I didn't want to say anything. Okay, no, this is really cute. He was saying this man is trash. He's not.
I'm glad you caught on to that, Quinte.
I'm like, wow, this is real cute.
Right, you said Odell was top 5, didn't you?
I said when healthy, Odell can be top
Yeah,
5.
when healthy, he said when healthy, Odell is top 5. I didn't say he was top 5. I said he's a good receiver. He can help out a team. And the Rams one of the teams, but oh man, it looks bad.
All right. Do we have any final thoughts before we end up closing this thing out?
Go ahead, Q. You go first, man.
I'm gonna say this: it's all about you, and young people. Whoever listens to this, whoever captures your ears, it's all about your integrity, man. Believe in yourself and your integrity. Don't let nobody take your aura away from you. Nothing like that, man. Believe in yourself, man, and always try to do right by people because it's nothing you can do in this world but do what's right to you by other people. Because if you put the energy out there, the right thing will come back to you. So there you go.
That's nice. I like that. I just want to say that yeah, we haven't done an actual watch party show in a while. I know I was well, I want to speak to the board maybe backstage. But yeah, I want to do another one for an important game coming up. We'll talk about that backstage. But other than that, just I don't have any long speech today. Just peace and love. Shout out to Banks. Shout out to Havoc. And yeah, that's all.
I just wanted to say shout out to Jordan Howard too. He's playing a phenomenal job with the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
I'm gonna say this. He's right because remember I was saying the same thing you were saying. People saying he was trash. I'm like, no, the man is not trash. He's a back that needs the ball 20 to 30, 25, 20 to 25 times a game. Not in the damn shotgun. But when I said that, oh, he's trash and that's
he's Howard Jordan.
Yeah, Howard Jordan. But it is what it is, bro. It is
what it is. The Eagles look like a totally different football team. But
they got Miles Sanders back.
Got a chance to make the playoffs, man. You never know. 7 teams got a chance to sneak in.
They might because that division is trash, so you never know.
Other than the Cowboys, yeah, that's the division.
Man, the Cowboys trash. I'm gonna say this: the Cowboys beat up on sorry teams, and when they play a team that's good, they lose. So I just don't. Any team with a formidable defense to confuse Dak, because Dak doesn't know how to audible to run play. That's why I always tell Banks he's no different than Tannehill. His stats are the freaking same. And he had a better team his whole career.
True.
Tannehill had 3 good teams his whole 9-year career. And he did better than him in the playoffs. That's all I got to say on that one.
On that note, that's a mic drop. Be sure to listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. Also follow us on our social media pages, Twitter, Instagram, and on our Facebook page. Also be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, and most definitely share. Last but not least, be sure to sign up, or excuse me, if you want to bet with the Enough for the Bay podcast, be sure to sign up with betnow.eu and use the promo code NFD for 100% bonuses. This is the Not for the Bay podcast. We'll be back Wednesday evening, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We are out of here, man.
Later.
Later.